Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherrie from Get Hooked with Sherrie. Today we're going to be making this super cute rainbow applique. It's really easy, easy to make. You can use it to attach to blankets, you can use it to hang. It's just a super cute project. If you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you've not, if you hit the subscribe button below, it's free to subscribe, and if you hit the notification bell and click all, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. So let's get started. For this tutorial you will need your various colours of yarn. I'm using acrylic DK. You'll need a crochet hook. I'm using a 3.5mm, but you can use, you know, any hook size. Embroidery scissors and a darning needle. So organise which order you want your colours to go in, and then we will start. So for the base of the rainbow, if you get your colour for that, sorry about this, just getting a bit tangled up here. Should have sorted this out earlier, my apologies. Right, there we go, sorry about that. So to start with, we will make a slip knot. Get that on your crochet hook. And then we are going to chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so throughout this tutorial, the only stitch we're going to use is the treble crochet. That's treble crochet in the UK, it's a double crochet in the US. So the exact same stitch, just different terminology. And to start with, we are going to crochet into the the fourth chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't count what's on the hook. So insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. So you've got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now for the remaining chains, the remaining 5 stitches, chain stitches, we're going to put 2 trebles into each stitch. So in total we'll have 12 treble crochets if we include, which we are, the chain 3. So two in that stitch, 2 in the next stitch, so if you would like to go ahead and complete that till we get to the end of the chain. So it's 2 trebles into each stitch, giving us 12 in total. So you pause the video and I'll meet you at the end. So by now we should have 12 treble crochets in total, and at this point we are going to change colour for round 2. So if you'd like to get your next colour, and we will join it by just pulling it through there. Pull down on your previous colour, and then I always like to just put a knot in it there as well to make sure it's secure. So we'll snip the previous colour off. And if you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. So in this next round we're going to continue increasing, but this time we're going to do 1 treble, an increase and 1 treble. So this classes as our first treble for this stitch, so we're not going to work into the bottom of, just checking you can see, we're not going to work into the bottom of that stitch there because that belongs to this. We're going to go into the next stitch along, and if you just put your threads there we can work those in. So we'll put 2 trebles in here, 1 and 2, and then in the next stitch we're going to do 1 treble, and then in the next stitch 2 trebles, and we're just going to repeat that to the end of the row. So the next stitch will be 1 treble, the next stitch 2 trebles. So I'll meet you at the end and we'll finish off the very last stitch. Right, so your very last stitch should be an increase, so you should be landing on two trebles into 1 stitch, and if you can see it does look like I've gone into the last, but of course I haven't. It's the chain 3 from the previous row, the top of the chain 3 that we go into. So we need to put, can be a bit tight and tricky, but we need to put 2 trebles into the top of that chain 3. From the previous row. Now it's time to change colour. So I will snip off my work. I'll just cut off these ends from the previous row. So we'll attach the next colour by just slipping it through, pull on the blue, and then I just like to knot that in place just to make sure it's doubly secure. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. So this time we're going to do 1 treble crochet, 1 treble crochet, and then an increase, 1, 1 increase. So as with the previous round, that's our first treble and that belongs to that stitch. So we're going to go here for another treble, and then we're going to go into the next stitch and put 2 trebles for our increase. So 1 and 2. Then the next stitch is going to be just 1 treble, and the next stitch is going to be 1 treble, and then the next stitch will be our increase, so that'll be 2 trebles, 1 and 2. So we're just going to continue that to the end of the row. So it will be 1 treble in the next stitch, 1 treble in the next stitch, 2 in the one after that, 1 1 2 1 1 2 until you reach the end. And again, I'll do the very last stitch with you. You should be finishing on an increase and it should be going into the top of the chain 3 for the end. So I'll meet you there. So I'm just about to do my very last increase. So I'm going to do 2 trebles into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. And next we're going to attach our next colour. So we'll snip off. And tie on our next colour. So again, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, turn our work and working our ends as we go. So again, this is our first treble, so we skip that stitch there and work straight into this one here. So we're going to do another treble, so that's 1, 2. We're now going to do a third into the next stitch along. And then in the next stitch we're going to do 2 trebles, so that's our increase, 1 and 2. And we're going to repeat that. So the next stitch will have 1 treble, the next stitch will have 1 treble, the next stitch will have 1 treble, and then the next stitch will be our increase. So 2 trebles into that one. And we're just going to continue that all along. So 1 treble, 1 treble, 1 treble, an increase, 1, 1, 1, an increase. So 3 lots of trebles into each stitch, and then our increase, which is 2 into 1. Right until the end of the row. Again, you'll always land on a double. So in the top of the chain 3, you should have a double, and that's an indication, or an increase rather. That's an indication you're on the right track. So if you'd like to do that, change colour and I'll meet you back for the next round. So I've just finished my last round. So I finished with 2 treble crochets into the top of the chain 3, and I have changed colour. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. So as you've probably guessed, this row rather, we're going to do 4 lots of trebles into each stitch, well, 1 treble into each stitch 4 times, should I say, and then our increase. So this is our first treble, so I'm going to do another one into the next stitch, another one into the next stitch, and another one into the next stitch. So there's our 4. So in the next stitch I'm going to do 2, that's our increase, 1 and 2. And we're going to repeat that right until the end. So the next one will be 1 treble, the next stitch will be 1 treble, the next stitch will be 1 treble, and the next stitch will be 1 treble. And the next one will be a double, or an increase rather, 2 trebles in 1 stitch, 1 and 2. So we're going to repeat that to the very end. So 1 treble into each stitch 4 times, then your increase right till the end, and don't forget you will end on an increase. So if you'd like to do that, pause the video, change your colour, and I'll meet you back for the final round. Right, so I've just finished that round and attached my new colour, so I'm going to chain 3, turn my work, and I'm sure you know what's coming by now. So in this round we're going to do 5 lots of 1 treble crochet into the next 5 stitches, and then an increase. This is classed now as our very first one, so we're going to go into the next, and that classes as 2 trebles, 1, 2, 3, another into the next stitch, that's 4, another into the next stitch, that's 5, and then an increase, so that's 2 trebles into the next one. And we're going to repeat that until the end of the row. So 1 treble crochet into each of the next 5 stitches and then an increase. So if you'd like to do that, pause the video and I'll meet you back here to show you how to do the tassels. There you have it. I've just finished the final round. If for any reason you wanted to make it bigger, your next row would be 6 lots of trebles. Well, 1 treble crochet into the first 6 stitches, then your increase. 6, your increase, 6, your increase, and then the next row 7, and so on and so forth. So now I'm going to show you how to do your tassels, which really finishes this off. So if you get your yarn, and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, I'm going to wrap it around 5 times, cut it off, and then cut it down the middle. So you've got your strands of yarn. I've always found you better doing it longer and then trimming it down rather than struggling to get it through. So I'm just taking a bigger crochet hook because I'm grabbing all these, so I'm just taking my 4mm, and I'm going to just slip my hook under. So I'm going in between those trebles there. I'll just show you on a lighter colour. So in between there. So I'm just going in between the trebles, going to grab the yarn, pull it through, put my thumb in that loop there. Oops, sorry. With working from home now, with the current situation, I've got a totally different setup, so I'm hoping these tutorials are coming out okay. I've not got the usual studio setup. And you just pull on it like that. So I'd recommend you do that all along for all the colours, and then we'll cut it off, so or trim it to size. So if you do that, and I'll meet you back here once we're done. So I've just finished doing all of the tassels on this rainbow, and to cut them off I find the easiest way to pop a book to line them up. Careful you don't scratch your surfaces. Of course, the sharper your scissors, the better. And there we have it. You're super cute. You can faff forever, I've found, trying to straighten these off. There you have it, your super cute rainbow. If you wanted to make it less floppy, depending what you're using it for, if you attach the red yarn here, or whatever colour you've finished on, attach it on that stitch there, and just slip stitch all across, or do a double crochet all across. That will tighten it slightly. If you wanted to attach a hanger, you could attach your hook in the middle, attach the yarn and chain, or make a hanger like that. It's also really beautiful to add as an applique to a blanket or cushion to stitch it on. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know your feedback in the comments, I'd love nothing more than to see your work and see what you've done. You can connect with me by going to the main channel page. It's Get Hooked with Sherrie on Facebook and Instagram. So thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.